Welcome in, everyone. Great to have everyone in here. As always, we've got a very important topic to talk about today, and that is our new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, already making waves, already moving and shaking things over at the Pentagon. And he sent a very clear, blunt message about how the Pentagon is going to be run under his leadership, and I think it's important setting the tone early. Before we get into any of that, all of that good stuff, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with your thoughts below. I try to read as many as I can. You guys are wildly entertaining, way more entertaining than I am. So anyways, let's just jump right into it. Pete Hegseth got confirmed late last week as the United States' new Secretary of Defense in the second Trump term, the second Trump administration. It was a very, very, very close confirmation vote. I think a lot closer than maybe people were hoping for, but he did go through. He is now the Secretary of Defense. There are some clear objectives and goals that Trump and Hegseth have both outlined as being critical day one stuff. That includes attacking DEI, wokeness, taking control of the border, targeting the cartels, which we've talked about a bunch. Trump signed an executive order to do just that. And I just want to read you, this caught my eye this morning. He actually sent it on Sunday. I missed it when he did it, but he sent this Sunday afternoon. I'm going to flash this up on the screen here so that everyone can see what I'm talking about. He says, it's a tweet, "The president's guidance, lawful orders is clear. No more DEI at Department of Defense. The Pentagon will comply immediately. No exceptions, name changes, or delays." Then he has on a piece of paper that he tweeted out, he wrote, "DOD does not equal DEI. No exceptions, name changes, or delays." This is the important part. "Those who do not comply will no longer work here." Signed, SecDef 29. So what is Pete Hegseth doing there? What is he signaling? What is he trying to communicate to everyone down the chain of command? There's a new sheriff in town. And the military is going to be based on merit, just like any other organization should be. And they're not going to do things just because someone might check a box, just because it's a DEI thing to do. You don't win wars that way. Bullets do not discriminate when they're fired. They'll kill everyone the same. That's the way war works, right? You need to have the best people in the best positions to do the best jobs possible. That goes for the military. That goes for any agency out there. It goes for any company out there. If you want to work at a company or you're hiring people at a company, you better make sure you're hiring the best people possible. If not, you're going to end up with a really bad product. You're going to end up with a company that's not going to do well. We face a ton of issues right now in the United States from a military standpoint. China is building up to go to war. China's building up to dominate the South China Sea. They're building up to take Taiwan. Our border crisis is out of control. The cartels continue to push their poison up here, bring their violence up here. We have to stop all of that. And you need a serious leader to do that. And policies that prioritize things that don't matter, like race, sexuality, religion, things like that, none of that stuff matters. You can't have policies like that and expect to come out on top. You just can't do it. It's not going to work. The Chinese, I can promise you, are not worried about DEI and checking boxes and going woke and all that nonsense. That's a joke. That's ridiculous. So for Pete Hegseth to come out immediately over the weekend, before he even steps foot in the Pentagon for his first day in his official job capacities, and just write, DOD does not equal DEI, no exceptions, name changes, or delays. Those who do not comply will no longer work here. He's setting the tone immediately. He's letting everyone know this is the way it's going to be. If you cannot handle that, then goodbye. You're gone. The days of the woke BS have got to come to an end if we want to take these problems that we face seriously. We don't have a choice. It's either victory or defeat. It is binary, 0 or 1. And right now, I'm filming this January 27th, we're in week 2 of the Trump administration, and you already see serious changes being made. You know, Colombia didn't want to take their people back. So what does Trump do? He says, I'm going to slap you with tariffs, sanctions, all this stuff, And an hour later, so they come back, no, never mind. We'll take our people back. Sorry, no. Please don't punish us like that. You gotta lead with strength. You don't have a choice. So we've allowed the woke mind virus to infect all different parts of our life. And fortunately, people are now pushing back. They're saying, we're not doing this anymore. It's ridiculous. It's complete and total nonsense. Hegseth comes in and says, either get with the program or get out. It's a Nick Saban-esque like leadership move. You're either with us or you're against us. These are the new rules coming down from the President of the United States that we're going based on merit. We're going based on the best people for the job, the right people for the job. We don't care about checking boxes anymore. And I can't stress this enough. Let's go look at any elite organization. Let's take a Tier 1 unit, SEAL Team 6, Delta Force. Do you think there's any DEI at that level? Do you think that when they're putting commandos on helicopters to go take someone out, that they're worried about DEI? Or do you think that they found the best men possible, the right men to do those jobs, and that's who they put in those roles? And that's why we crush the enemy. We all know the answer is the second one. They're not looking for wokeism in the unit. They're not looking for DEI hires anywhere at that level. Why? Because it stops you from being as lethal as you can be. And I hate to be the guy that breaks this news flash down for everyone, but apparently I'll say it to those who don't know. The goal of the United States military, the reason it exists, is to deter aggression, protect the United States of America and the citizens who live here, make sure there's not bombs falling on our head. And that is what they do. They are a lethal organization. When they come out and they want to crush someone, that's what they do. Their job is to kill the enemies of the United States of America. It's not meant to be this woke circus act. Its job is to keep the public safe from enemies who would love to come here and hurt us. Fortunately, we have the greatest military the world's ever seen. Pay a lot of money for it. It's very expensive. And it's worth it. And it's full of great men and women. I would argue that leadership at the top levels many times has not been great. The rank and file, you'll hear no complaints from me. But the days of the woke BS are over. They're done. They're gone. And that's good news. So when Pete Hegseth comes in and fires that warning shot right away and says, this is how we're doing stuff now, you're either with us or you're leaving. Personally, I like that. That's what we were hoping for, right? So if I was America's enemies right now, I'd be pretty nervous. I'd be very nervous, very scared. That's just the way I see it. Am I wrong? Am I right? I think we're going to find out. And I think this is a great first step from Pete Hegseth to come in right away before he even gets to the Pentagon and says, we're not doing this anymore. If you're not with it, pack your bags and get out. So we'll see. A lot of time left in the ball game. We'll see how it shakes out. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to comment with your thoughts on Pete Hegseth, like and subscribe, and I will absolutely see you all next time.